Gonna analyze the gameplay of me and Alejandro versus Alex and Tim from the other day. A lot of recurring mistakes. Some things to look out for in this video is the starting approach when hitting and spacing on your approach, giving space to your setter, and then footwork for passing and setting. Let's take a look. Let's make me smaller and look at the footage. Whoa. Okay, let's do it. This is in high def, full screen. Let's start. Missed a couple bad serves to start. Alejandro and I lost this game. We just lost the serve receive battle. But there was a couple things that we made mistakes on that we shouldn't have made mistakes on. So pretty much I think every player except for Alex probably has been making this mistake of just kind of falling backwards when setting the ball. So I give Alejandro an okay pass here. It's pretty high. Maybe the wind moved it a little bit too, but he's kind of falling backwards on the set. I'm not cheating inside enough on my would be the right side approach. So the combination, the ball falling backwards and me not cheating inside enough makes me have to adjust on this ball. I have to make a big adjustment, and then I just do a weak hit, and then gives Tim a lot of space to score over on one. Okay, this looks like a good pass, good set, good hit. Tim gets it up though. Let's see if we can score here. Nice. Good up by Tim, but we had control of that play. Serving the net sucks. Serving the net sucks. See if we can get it in here. Okay. Alright, got some stuff to talk about here. Alright. Got a lot to talk about here. Got a lot to talk about. Nice. Alright. Let's go back and see what happened again. Alright, so Tim starting approaching on the ball on the left here. He doesn't give Alex that much space to give a good set though, because this is like he's like straight back and he has a lot of distance behind, which is nice. But for Alex to give Tim a good set here, it has to be like a perfect up and down ball, like right here. If Tim swings outside, he gives Alex a much bigger window to set the ball to Tim's right hand. So you can tell like already with this setup, it's going to be hard to set the ball to Tim to his right hand and make it a powerful hit. We'll talk about Alex's set afterwards. But what happens is he sets up just a little bit outside, a little bit back. So Tim has to go from right to left, and then he has to cross over his body. He can't get a good hit on this ball. And then Alex's set, this set was okay. But notice like he's starting his platform like straight down like here, and it's just going to be all arm swing. Even though he's bending his legs here, he's not really using his legs to open up his platform and like you want to start your platform kind of like on a platter, but instead it's like straight down. So if he was holding a platter here, the platter would fall down. So instead he's going to overcompensate by swinging up with his arms, and he's just going to set the ball a little bit too forward. If he would have had like an upright platform but started low and then used his legs to rise up, he could have had a more controlled set. But the combination between that and then this tight approach leads to a bad set. It is very difficult to give a good set here. That hit. Alejandro goes over on one. Alex goes over on one. But we have a lot of time here. Alejandro does a good job of giving me height on this ball. And he gives himself enough height here so that he should be stepping 5 feet back now. Instead, Alejandro's facing me, so this is going to be impossible for me to give a good set to Alejandro. Like I'd have to set it probably like right over the tape. Um, but Alejandro's looking at me, so it's going to be hard for him to get a good attack on this ball, pretty much no matter where I put it. So, I give a whatever set. I don't really know where I should be setting this ball. And then Alejandro hits it backwards, gives them a free ball, and then let's see what they do with it. So Tim gets this ball pretty early. I think he gets the ball early on all of his handsets, and as a result, he ends up like going upright or a little backwards when he sets the ball. Instead, he should be a little bit later, and use his left foot to go forwards with the ball. Um, um, let's see what happens. It ends up, being an okay set, but it could have been it could have been much cleaner. I think his hands would also look cleaner if his legs used better footwork. And then the combination of Alex's approach here too. He hits the ball, and he's going the wrong way. I don't know if he's communicating with Tim where to set the ball, but he's going right. So it's going to be harder for Tim to give Alex a good set here. If he starts his approach, over here instead, it's going to be easier to give Alex like an up and down controlled set to his right hand. So it's just he has to. This ball is a little bit too inside, and it's probably because Alex starts too outside. So he kind of has to go across his body. I'm able to get the ball up, but I go over. Um, yeah, it ends up not being a great attack either, but it ends up working. All right, ace. Kind of doing something similar where I just end completely upright. So what happens is my feet are okay, but then I end too upright instead of going forward. So then the ball kind of dies inside. But fortunately, Alejandro is giving me some space here, so he has to adjust left to right, which is easier to do than right to left. But if I would have set this ball just like a little bit harder, I think Alejandro scores here. Instead, he has to like hit the ball low and doesn't get a good hit on it. And then combination of kind of a hard pass and sloppy two ball, and I hit in the net. It sucks. All right, this is okay. This looks good. Let me score on it. I like how Alejandro, his spacing here is much better. Like he's giving me a lot of space to set the ball to him. Pretty controlled. I'm setting to his right hand. Gives him height, and then he's able to poke on. Okay, decent serve. All right, let's see this approach here. So, Tim gives a pretty decent pass, but what he does, he just stays here. So in order for Alex to give Tim a perfect set here, it's really hard. He just has to go straight up. If Tim would have dipped outside here, he would have given Alex more space to set the ball. But instead, Alex, he knows he has a tight window, so it's hard for Alex to give a good ball. And then he's just trying to go up, and then Alex has to go out of the way. It's awkward because there's just not enough space between them. So then Tim, he's early, and then he does bad hit. It would have been much better if he dipped outside and had a stronger approach. So what happens here? Kind of the same thing again. There's just very little separation between the two, so it's hard to give a good set here. And then, but Tim gets a good cut. Probably should have been able to read it better. Okay, here. Backwards set, backwards hit. It's a free ball. Let's see what they do with it. Still starts super close. Tim should probably take another step back, but he should score on this ball. Yeah. All right, serving the net. Serving out. I gotta scramble for this set. This is like an okay spot for the free ball at least. This footwork I think was a little bit better, but it could still be improved. And I think because of the weak foundation on his feet, it's leading to weird stuff happening with his hands. This is like a borderline lift. He kind of carries the ball. But look how his feet are together. So like you can tell in his knees, like he has no strength in his legs here. So there's no stability on this set. It's gonna still work out because he's got control of this, but it would be better if his left foot was like more firm. If he had like his weight on his heels or like the middle of his foot to use his lower body to give him like a strong foundation to help push the ball forward. But it ends up being a controlled set, and Alex gets a good hit on this ball. Still not pushing the ball enough. Making Alejandro work for it when it should just be easy. Can tell this spacing is a lot better. You can tell already. Like this gives Alex a lot more space. I don't know what's gonna happen on this play, but this already looks a lot better. Let's see what happens. Well, Tim did have to make an adjustment, but it looked way more natural because this was still to his right hand. Let's see what could have done better. He just ends up, the timing wasn't right, so then he ends up launching goofy footed, and I think that's what kind of messed up this hit. He ends on his right foot, so then his entire torso is kind of closed off, and you can tell because he's ending on his right foot, he's not able to get his guide hand up, and then he hits out. If he would have approached right left with guide hand up, I think he ends up getting this ball in. But the timing was just a little off here. The pre-approach looked much better though. Okay, good pass. I think this set here, I don't know if I really want to discuss this, but just to nitpick. Alex is there, but he's ahead of the ball, so he's just, you can see the ball's here. He's already like under it. I think it would be better if Alex was placed like here, so he has space to go forward with it. Instead, he has like no space and he has to go upright. So that's exactly what happens with the set. It just goes up. And then Tim's pretty early, but see, Tim is already so close to him by the time he sets the ball that no matter what, Tim's gonna be early on this ball. I think it would have been better if at this point Tim was like back here. So then Tim has to look up, wait, and then he can't hit this ball with power. Gives me a free ball. I do cut a little bit outside. I think I should be cutting even more outside. We should score on this play though. And then I'm still not giving Alejandro enough space. This was like borderline lift. You can see where he catches the ball here. And then he also, just jumps up instead of a little bit more forwards. But I think it was mainly because he, not on this still, but he just caught the ball a little low here to go forwards with it. But I'm able to make an adjustment, not bad, and score that ball. Set over, or pass over, just kind of sloppy. We got lucky there. A little bit of a tight pass, leads to a tight set, monster block Alejandro. Could talk about the initial passing platform, but I'm not. It's good communication between them. Called middle. Alejandro goes over. Tim's footwork here looks so much better. This is like a platform bump set instead of using his hands. Look at his feet here. So his right foot's in front, his left foot should be the one in front, but at least he has one foot in front, and he's like actually has a strong base here to give this set a lot of stability and control. It's very obvious where this set is going to go, and it makes it easier for Alex. A lot of stability, a lot of control, and I think it's starting because of his separation in his feet, 1 foot forward, and is just really strong. Like not only is he bending his legs, but he's like actually using them. All right, nice. Ugh, ugly. I remember that ball only hitting one of my hands, but I don't know. Could have been clean, but it was super ugly. We get a free ball. We gotta do more on this free ball, so. Let's see what happens again. He gives me a free ball, and Alejandro is like, he's directly in front of me, so I don't think Alejandro knows which side I'm gonna go to here. I think it would be better if either Alejandro started facing one way or I started going one way. So I think we're both just a little confused. I started going this way, but Alejandro stays with his back to the net. It'd be better if he started facing this antenna and he had time to get around. But instead, he's doing a back set. I give him some space, but I think because this is a back set and not a normal handset, I should give him even more space in case this isn't as controlled as I think it's going to be, which is exactly what happens. He sets it just a little bit too hard, so I have to go from right to left, and then I'm going to have a super weak hit here and not even able to go over. That was a free ball that we should have scored. Aces. Okay. I gotta face the antenna and push just a little bit more. And then I'm just making it really hard on Alejandro. So, you know, he cheat-shows the net. Maybe it would have been better to stay lateral so to have some space forward, but it's kind of a tricky play regardless. Okay, so I get a ball here. My momentum is going to the right, but once I contact this ball, I gotta dart back to the inside, because unless I'm calling outside here, which probably not, it's gonna be impossible for Alejandro to give me a good set to my right hand. I should be starting over here, and I'm not. So Alejandro would probably normally be giving me a good set here, but because of my starting position, I'm making it impossible for myself, and I'm gonna have to attack from the wrong side, and it's going to be some awkward twisting of my attacking hand. So I have to go from right to left, and then I have to go over myself, and it's just really ugly. And then I'm not able to hit it over the net. It's on me. Good set, good pass, good set. Much better approach, better hit. Not enough though. I give him a tough pass. Not able to make the play. Let's see, can I save this? No. Oh, I don't want to think about that. Oops. Okay. Good set. Or good pass, good set, good hit. Just gotta do that every time. Okay, good set. Or good pass. Okay, set. Let's actually see what happened. So, oh boy. Once again, he has his right foot in front here. Should be the left foot in front, but I don't know. That set was actually okay though. I think. Let's see if anything could have been done better. I think Alex is going to the right here, and that made it difficult on himself. If he would have started here, this ball would have ended up going to his right hand, but instead he has to cross over to his body to hit the ball. So you can see he's here, but he still has to go from right to left. He's just giving himself a harder time than he has to if he was going straight. He loses a lot of height because of that. Okay, we get a free ball, but I go over on one. That's too bad. Not able to control it. Get this ball back. I double. That's a shame. Nice. Got it on the serves here. Bad video editing. Tough pass, tough set. I think that was the game. Alright. A lot of avoidable mistakes this game.